All right. Hey, I'm live now. I hope I wasn't live the last 5 seconds because that'd be kind of embarrassing. Me beatboxing and fake dancing. All right. So look, today is part two of what could you do for 500K? Boom, doom. But nah, real rap. So again, I want to ask y'all. I'm supposed to do this: like, share, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff for the algorithm, right? Help a brother out. I appreciate it. I'm learning. Look, I'm still learning stuff too. But yeah, so this whole live situation. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, let your friends know about this joint. So today I'm going to give an example of something that people know back in my IT days, when I was doing my hacker thing, as y'all can see, got a mask right here. So basically something that we did um to help to for a larger upsell, as I was saying. So yeah, I'm just putting the mask on. But yes, please like, share, subscribe as I tell this story. So remember yesterday I told you all about how if you were at the store, at a restaurant, and a chef and a waiter came and gave you a really good burger, like one of them real good ones that real succulent, perfect burger. But then you ask the chef, hey, what could you do for 10 times this amount or 20 times the amount? He's not going to go and get you 20 burgers. He's going to get you the big idea, the gold foil filet mignon. So I'm going to give you an example of one of my gold foil filet mignon. But I'm going to ask you that while I do this to please like, share, subscribe, share this on your social media feeds. Tell people to follow this. But I'm gonna give you a really quick example of what we did. So, as many of you all know, I am a certified ethical hacker, a certified penetration tester, all of those good things. And so, one of the things that we do is we provide penetration testing services, right? Now, a penetration test can run you anywhere from 20,000, 75,000, or above, right? It's a point in time assessment of IT systems where we go in, we identify present vulnerabilities in the system, we show how they can be exploited, we give recommendations on hardening the system, and essentially these things have to be done once a year. But one of the problems is every year they have to start over from scratch, right? So we're coming in, we it's very maybe 2 to 3 weeks of time. We do a point in time assessment, we find all this stuff in there, whether it's too many open ports, or they got viruses, or they social engineering things going on, problem with their web service, whatever it could be. We going in and we're hacking, and those people will pay that over and over and over again, and every time we come in, they essentially have to pay the same thing, and they end up getting a big old book of vulnerabilities, because chances are what is at the root has not been addressed, their big idea has not been addressed. So in many cases, have to be a little bit assertive, and we tell them that there's a way to kind of fix this to make it a lot easier for you, right? So this goes back to what I said before. What could you do for $500,000, right? And I'm going to give you the formula while I tell you exactly what we did, what we do. You know what I'm saying? As again, ethical hackers, cybersecurity experts, and things of that nature. Can y'all hear me? Make sure y'all hear me. Cool. All right, bet y'all hear me. Um, but yeah, so essentially, you want to fulfill a core need of a client. So the client that hired me for a penetration test, their core need is safety and security. They want their system to be protected. They want, they don't want to have to worry about being hacked. They don't want to have to worry about folks coming after them, all that type of stuff, right? So that's their number one goal. Then the next thing that they do that they want is a positive, drastic change in their company, right? And so that's what we sit there and we promote. So okay, what will cause a drastic change here? And in most cases, when it comes to these companies, when I'm talking about ethical hacking and stuff, it's the same thing over and over again. Then a culture of security, and then giving them the ability to sleep at night. But one of the biggest things that we sell, that when we're talking to them, is we basically teach the man how to fish. And so this is what I do in all of my clients, whether on the IT side, whether they're businesses. It's like, hey, if you really want this change, then I have a high ticket. For most of my clients, I'm not doing the $500,000 one, But there is, some of my clients we come in there's a $1,500 package, and they doing this over and over and over again. I say, hey, look, if you really want this right, then we need to, come in. We'll do the VIP day. We'll get you straight, like real straight. But yeah, that's pretty much how that works. But to teach a man how to fish thing is what people really will pay for, because you're changing their culture for the better. You're changing their lives for the better. You're giving them that ultimate big result that they really want to have. So, want to know what we did? I'm gonna tell you what we did, whether you want to or not, because I can't see you because I'm here in my office and you're out there in on the interwebs. So here's what we do. See, look at me. I just wrote this right because I got this spelling mistake in this. So my bad, y'all. We essentially did a full scale risk assessment, right? So we went from doing what we said, go back a few penetration testing. So I didn't say for 500K, we'll do a whole bunch of penetration tests. I didn't say that, come in, do them, 6 weeks, and keep on doing that. No. That's not what we did. We went and we said, we're going to do a full scale risk assessment. So, and I'm going to tell you why this worked and why this works for everyone that we did. We established a risk framework. So basically we gave them a standard that they would have to follow and they should follow forever. Whether it's NIST 853, whether it's COBIT, ISO, all of these ones, they're very, I know them, anybody who's in IT security can tell you about that. We went and identified and ranked the risk to, my gosh, what's going on with these spelling mistakes? My bad, y'all. The risk to the end. I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna do it over again without the spelling mistakes, so you can watch it again the next time. But yeah, we identified the risk to the entity. Then we tested whether there were controls in place to mitigate those risks. So we're saying, hey, look, these are the risks that are in place. We're ranking them based upon the severity of the risk and how likely it is to be exploited. There's so many types of risks that we find in people's in environments, whether it's people, personnel risk, process risk. There's, of course, risk to the financials, risk to data, all that type of stuff. Then we created a strategic roadmap on how to manage the risk. We gave management guidance on how to properly and consistently manage these risks. And last but not least, we set them up so they could do their own regular penetration tests. So essentially, like we said, that big idea that we had and that we gave them was to change their entire culture of their security, of how they run their IT, so they no longer have to worry. Because a lot of times, just like in any place, there are things that happen over and over and over again. Every day you see somebody getting hacked, right? I deal with clients, and it seems like every year when we go back to audit, they have been hacked or they've had some type of breach or all this type of stuff. And so, probably they need a stronger risk assessment. Some of them try to nickel and dime and not do it. But for people who really want that big change, who are saying, hey, what we need, we're willing to pay for it, willing to do it. That's when you come in with your big idea. The same thing with you. Like I said, if you're a personal trainer, you may have people who come to see you every day and they work with you, and they're at the gym all the time, and they pay their $40-$50 and they go home and they live, and they come back and see you. But if they really want a huge change, you should have something, what we call a big ticket item that will change their lives. Maybe you have them to compete in in one of those fitness competitions. That's a life-changing thing. That's something that people pay a lot of money for. Maybe you just completely change their entire lifestyle, something like that. If you're a life coach, maybe it's you have a retreat that you take them on, something like that. But have something that you can offer that is life-changing for anyone. So this is kind of what we do here. So with our programs at Launch with Carl, what we primarily like to do is, when we first start working with you, we do an assessment. And in this assessment, we not only do we help you figure out what your short-term goals are, what you are doing right now. Let's say, look, I want to launch a business tomorrow. Fine, look, we can do 4-day launch. We'll make it happen. But in the back of my mind, I'm not only prepping you for that, I'm prepping you for that, to create that life-changing business where you can fire your boss, as they like to say. Or, basically we're just able to bring in an extra couple $1,000s a month I was talking to one of my clients. I saw them this past Saturday, and helped her to do the one who actually did the sign right here, Shakia. And I said, "Oh, how does it feel?" She said, "Man, it feels good." She's now bringing in significant extra money every week, making these signs because of how we've worked together. So those are the things that you want to be able to be ready for, where you're able to create a positive change in people's lives. Again, it's not just about whether or not you you have the you're getting paid. No, 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 it's not that. You're gonna get paid. Like I said, if you get a chance to read the book, what's the book called? Never Eat Alone, which is what I'm listening to right now. It talks about just do good for people, which is something I'm very much for. Mind you, of course, we do like to get paid, but you want to definitely remember that your goal is to change people's lives. Your goal is to change people's situations. Your goal is to really help them to be and have what is on their heart to be and have. And that's what I do. That's what I love to do. People come to me all the time. When we first talk, our consultation things, I give them all the game. I really do. Because I want them to succeed, and hopefully they'll work with me. But my primary reason for doing it is because I want to help them. But going back to the topic of what could you do for $500,000, I want you to begin to develop your big ticket package. Maybe it's $10,000, maybe it's 20,000, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 100, maybe it's 500, maybe it's 1,000,000. Because you never know who you're talking to, never know who you're going to see tomorrow, and they say, "Hey, I got this check. You say you do something, and I believe that you can help me out. What could you do for 500K?" Be ready for that. Are you ready for it? If you're not ready for it, hey, feel free to hit me up. I will help you get ready for that. Of course, that's a part of my job. My job is to create life-changing situations for entrepreneurs. So please, in the comments, I'd love for you to tell me, what could you do for $500,000? If you don't know, say you don't know, but I'm going to figure it out by next week. This is for my entrepreneurs out there. This is for my business owners. This is for my people who want to make their own way. It's really for you. It is for us. It's our time, y'all. I'm telling you, 2023 and 2024 are the years of the entrepreneur. If you see what's going on with the banks, if you see what's going on with the market, see what's going on in inflation, it's going to be imperative that you know your numbers, and you have something that you can sell, a viable product that you can sell, whether it's digital, whether it's physical, whether it's a service, a product, whatever it may be. You want to know. But that's about it. Again, I ask you, please like, comment, share, send this to your friends, your family, loved ones, everybody. But yeah, so that's about it. Good to see y'all, and I'm going to end it with I guess I'm gonna do this one this time. I just be doing my different logos and stuff. So holla at y'all later. Bye.